I am on the magic carpet. We're gonna see whether or not I survive the first few runs on this thing. Not super high hopes.
Welcome back to Startup Chuck. I have a special treat. We are going to basically build or try to build a telemark snowboard. Now, I've been working on this for a while actually. And so if you know what telemark skiing is, it's where you've got boots where essentially your heel can rise up, and it's like cross-country skiing but downhill. And you know what a mono ski is, where you've got two ski boots mounted side by side on a snowboard, and I want to combine both of those. Now there's kind of what someone calls a tele ski, where it's a single ski and you can hinge both your feet, or I guess at your toes, but you can't switch the position of your feet. And so it's kind of like doing a mono ski when you're on water skis. I want it so you can switch and slide the tracks of your feet. So the first attempt I made, which you'll see, essentially I had tried two parallel tracks, and when one leg was forward and one leg was back, you actually, unfortunately, put pressure on both corners, and that caused you to spin around just like a propeller. And it didn't matter if it was this corner or that corner, you just spin the other way constantly. And so that didn't work out. So I realized last year I was going to need crisscrossing tracks. So that way your back foot and your front foot are on the same edge of your snowboard. And then that way you'd be able to turn left or right preferentially and not just keep going in circles. So we're going to try and build this crisscrossing track setup from an old garage door opener that I had replaced last year. And then we're going to basically bring it to the slopes and see how it does. I have no idea. My guess is it probably will not work like I want it to, and I'll have to do a third iteration. But either way, it's time to share this and get some other people thinking, so maybe they can solve the problem that I can't seem to solve. All right, let's do it. All right, let's pull out my old tele snowboard. Here's the old telemark snowboard. I had these sliding block tracks, and well, it didn't work because it needs to have a crisscross. So I bet we can do a better job now that I got my T-slot rail. Let's start by pulling these guys off. I just got these wrenches. They work pretty well. I don't know, not quite Bondus, but haven't broke one yet. Alright, I need to salvage my mount that I got here. Yeah, Bondus ones work better because they're straight. Little ball end. Ka-dink! I can't believe I machined these blocks out of aluminum instead of just 3D printing some test ones. It's surprising to me. Alright, what did this look like? Oh my gosh, I had ball bearings that were destroyed on it. Well, that's something. Here I thought they'd be strong enough. Oh, interesting. I had studs I pressed through, and then super thin ball bearings. Well, that didn't work. Oh well.
Okay, so you know when you are taking apart a garage door opener, as one normally does, you just don't want to throw stuff away. So you keep the motor, Or in my case, I kept the C-channel track because I thought it was such a cool piece of C-channel. Why would I throw that out? And I've been hanging on to it for a couple of years, and now all of a sudden I have a great use for it. So I'm going to use it for my telemark snowboard that I'm going to build. And it is such a perfect piece because it's not aluminum, so it'll be even easier to weld. And it's just a little bit wider than what I'd normally get with C-channel. And I know that plastic slides nicely in the inside. It's already pre-greased because that's what it was doing. And so overall, I'm super excited. So I got my C-channel here. It's a nice long piece. I kept it outside for a couple years. And then the cool thing is I set up my bandsaw so that it was just in the right spot where if I needed to have something go through the door when I'm cutting, because it's too long, it will. And so lo and behold, today I'm going to end up probably needing to use that extra space. And another tool I love, because I like telling you guys what tools I think are really awesome and totally worth the money. That is this Swag mini portable bandsaw stand. So get whatever portable bandsaw that fits it. There's a bunch of different types, but it's just like a super solid stand. You can get the slider with it right here so that you can change the angle. It's got a foot pedal, and overall it's just like super awesome and robust. And I don't need full size like bandsaw. The depth isn't super awesome, but for most of the stuff I need to cut steel on, like, it works just great. All right, let's cut up the C-channel and weld it together into an X shape and see if we can't get some 3D printed sliding blocks for the bindings and bring it to the resort. Look at that joiner. Neat. I don't think I can throw this out. This thing's too cool. Plus I've got a mating gear. So we're just gonna coil it up, throw them in a bag. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna have to kick this thing outside the door. All right. Ta-da! I want to join these together. Can I clamp them so they don't move and I can flip it and mark the other one? A bunch of tiny clamps. Okay, score. So we're gonna mark this. Maybe get some light in here. Oh, won't that help? Sweet. Now, carefully flip. Okay, so I need to cut this angle, but clearly this isn't going to fit with the depth that we've got here. Same thing with this side. And so I'm just going to cut it, boom, right in the middle, and then come in and clean up these edges. Nice. Yeet. I think I'm going to be kicking it old school with a hacksaw here. That's really hard to do without it sliding. All right. Pretty sure this is the most dangerous tool I own. Definitely the most dangerous tool I own. Something that can just completely knock my face off whenever it feels like it. Leave me blind. Another tool that I love, cord reels. I've got one for electricity, wonderful. I've got one for gas. Now this one's not hooked up because I just moved the air compressor upstairs, but you get the idea. Either way, totally awesome. Keeps your shop, I guess, nice and clean when you don't need cords everywhere when you're done. Definitely recommend getting one. Good. Safety goggles. Alright, so this guy's pretty much set, ready to weld. I'm going to pull all this cardboard off and get the TIG welder out and weld this guy together. And then start working on some sliding blocks that'll move with the binding mounts for the tellies. Alright. So I got my welding set up outside because I'm grinding and I'm welding galvanized steel. And if you don't know it, when you heat up and try and weld galvanized steel, if you don't first grind off the galvanize and try and weld it, it will basically cause the zinc to come out of the material and then go to the surface, make it so it won't weld really easy. Also really bad for you to breathe in. So I've got a chemical mask here to make sure that I'm not breathing in any zinc fumes and get zinc poisoning. And yes, there's the old wives' tale of, oh, if you weld galvanized, just drink some milk afterwards, you'll be okay. Well, that's a terrible idea. So either way, if you do have to grind, or if you do have to weld galvanized steel, the recommendation is tons and tons of airflow around you, i.e. outside. Grind off all the galvanization before you start, and then make sure that you're wearing proper, PPE. I'll be wearing a welding mask and then this full-on respirator, so that way I don't breathe in any nasty stuff. So stay safe, and let's go and weld this.
Whew, that is one ugly weld.
Alright, so we got the track welded up. You can see it kind of sitting there. Now we need to take these blocks and basically machine them down so that they fit inside and slide back and forth nicely. And then mount on our 75mm toe pieces and give it a try and hope we don't get hurt. We'll see. Alright, we got our sliding cross track now all welded up. I ground down the inside so that way the sliding blocks wouldn't get caught up into it. I've been machining down these sliding blocks. They're just big Delrin chunks. Either way, so they slide pretty sweet. So it's gonna cross slide like that. And now it's time to mount it. Now, I was digging through my old box of telly parts here, looking for some screws, and I came across my magnetic heel risers I designed one year. And so they're pretty sweet. Basically, heel risers are a big pain to put up and down, and these ones are awesome because they had two really easy to adjust magnetic points, one for up, one for down, and if you stuck the tip of your pole to it, and if the tip, you know, is a steel tip that was magnetic, then it would grab it and have it pop up. So either way, kind of a cool historical, you know, little design that I had, and it's super fun to just play with the little magnets because magnets are cool. Woo! Anyways, all right, let's get back to the Tele snowboard and get it all ready so we can go out tomorrow and test it out.
Yes, they do make special drill bits for mounting ski bindings. Need some wood glue for my hole. Huh. Okay, if I mount this before I put the block in there, it's not gonna go in. Good to know. All right, now you may think, how am I gonna get this block over to here? Well, lucky for me, it's not that good. I don't know what's gonna happen when I get to the middle crisscross. Ideally, I'd have a thin sort of guide in the middle, with a thinner gap, but this is as good as we're going to get today. So one thing you're going to notice is I've got this and it's interfering. We're going to have to cut a slot in the bottom of that guy. Also, some people comment on the fact that I wear rubber gloves all the time. There's tons of crap on these gloves. If I don't wear them, you can even see, like, I will get tons and tons of steel splinters, and it's fine if you're not doing a lot of work all the time, but like, you get tired of getting metal in your hand on a daily basis. And it's just way easier to pop a set off, and I've got clean hands and can go eat dinner. All right, ready to go, clean again. I want to thank my buddy Bill for donating this snowboard. It's getting a second life. Pretty good. All right, let's check the gap. Oh yeah. Nice. I'll take it. All right, let's mount these bad boys up. Drill, baby, drill. Nice. It's ready.
Can't wait to strap these bad boys on. Now, an important part of any tuning is a good base grind. And since I've got these screws that are sticking up a bit too high, let's get it ground down.
Woo! This is a little unnerving.
Hey, have you guys subscribed yet? I need more subscribers. I need to get a couple of more so that I can eventually make some money to pay for these projects. I want to make another version of this telemark snowboard, and you guys should subscribe so you can see what I'm going to be doing. So please click the link at the bottom, and then now let's go see how much of a fool I make at the kiddie hill on the magic carpet.
All right, round. Well, round two, I just fell going up. Maybe front position's better than back. Oh well. Okay, this is really exhausting. I think I need to do a little bit more work. Track slide's okay, but it's not buttery. And snow helped. Didn't need to get any lube on there or anything, just snow worked well. I don't know. I think I'd prefer like a cable system that didn't have any resistance. I just had to go around pulleys. That might be the next thing I try. We'll see. All right, a little bit more success. This is run number 5. It's not getting any easier. Definitely need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe get some cables or, well, I don't know what else. It's very unnerving going up the magic carpet. I'd feel safer on the lift, especially since I fell once already. Luckily, lifties are great. Help me out. Jammed. All right, I'm jammed. I think I'm done for the day. It would appear as though it popped out. That might be game over for today. We'll see.
All right, well, officially, I think that went pretty terribly, but I got to try out my second iteration, and I've got a better idea now of kind of how I need it to have happen for it to work. So the sliding and having both sides of your feet on the same edge definitely helped from having me just spin in circles. With the vertical design, whenever you had pressure on one corner and pressure on another corner, you basically ended up with a propeller, and I just spun around in circles when I was on the ski hill. So now at least pressure on the same side, I could kind of turn left or right, but definitely a lot of work to keep the tracks from jamming. So I might go with some sort of pulley cable system, or maybe some sort of bar that like a single track, and then the two pucks come together, switch sides, and then extend. I don't know yet. We'll see. I I've got to think outside the box. So I'll keep scratching my head on this and give it another shot, either at the end of this ski season or next, year when I get around to it. But I'm going to keep at it because I think there's something here. There's got to be a way to do it, and I'll figure it out. All right. Thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.